Happy MLK Day, guys. I was supposed to go live today, but I have construction going on. They're going to fix my air conditioner, so I can't go live. So I thought maybe we do a premiere. So that's my goal of making this video. We're talking about the Underground Railroad Quilt Sampler by Eleanor Burns and Sue Bouchard. And I thought I'd kick it off on today, MLK Day. He was, for those who don't know, or those who don't celebrate it in the US, he's a famous African American civil rights leader, and he fought for the freedoms of all men and women, no matter what color or creed. So we celebrate him on the third Monday of every January. So that's what today is. And then next month is Black History Month. So we'll roll right into Black History Month and we're going to kick off our Underground Road Quilt Talk. Yay! It's a sew along, okay? I hope you guys come along for the ride on the train. Corny, aren't I? And the Underground Railroad Quilt Sampler is about a bunch of quilt blocks that helped direct slaves to freedom. Of course, they had guides, famous guides they're called conductors. Harriet Tubman is one of the most famous ones. She led over 13 missions and I believe over 70 slaves to freedom. So that's pretty wonderful. What wonderful way to start the day. There we go. I got it out. All right. So let me go over what we're going to need. We're going to go over what you need, the fabrics, what size blocks you might like, what else? And fabrics. Oh, I said fabric yardage and then the different various fabrics, but you can use anything you like, especially scraps. So yeah, let's get started. Okay. All right. So I have my book. I bought mine off of Amazon, but I've seen it cheaper, used books cheaper off of like Abe and different other platforms. And even on Quilting a Day, you can buy a used one. All right. I got mine spiral bound so that I can just work on my blocks as I go. All right. And then let me see if I put it in here. Let me see. Okay, well, I'll find it in a minute. I was going to show you I call it the code block, and it tells the story of um, the Underground Railroad and how which blocks meant what. All right, but we'll go through those as we do during the week. So let me just share with you um, a couple of pages from this book. I won't be sharing any measurements because it's Eleanor Burns and Sue Bouchard's book and their pattern. So I cannot share any measurements. However, if you have like an encyclopedia of blocks, you may be able to find these blocks in those books and you can make it to whatever size you like. This particular book, the sizes are 6-inch and 12-inch. Okay. So I copied a couple of pages, just a couple, so we can go over fabric and options, okay? Let me get that started for you. Here we go. All right, so this is the book you need, and you can get it at Quilting a Day. That is the name of Eleanor Burns' um, physical shop and online shop, okay? You can get both there. You can get a used one or a new one. Also, I saw it on Kindle, so you can actually purchase it there, and I will show you that link shortly, okay? But let's go over fabric yardage, all right? This is what you're gonna need. Oh, no, let me introduce you to them. I'm sorry. Here is Eleanor Barnes down here, and I believe this is Sue Bouchard. She just tells a quick introduction on the the source. I'll say the source. Ozell McDaniel Williams was from South Carolina, and she told about how the quilt blocks communicated via the underground railroad. Sorry, I can't talk. And the conductors, which were called guides, like Harriet Tubman, they had stations. And so I think of them as train stations, okay? So I think that's pretty fantastic. And then also they show different ways. This is a table topper up here, and here's two small table runners. Okay, so let's go to fabric yardage. There we go. Yardage for 15 blocks. So you can do 15 blocks, you can do 16, 3, 9, whatever you like. Okay, and so these you're going to need four backgrounds or one background, and you need, let's see, all these are half yards. So you need 2 yards of background. So you can do 4 half yards, or you can do 8 fat quarters, or 16 fat eighths, however you want to do them. I'm using fat eighths, except for one block, the wagon wheel. I need at least a 13-inch square. So that I will either use a fat quarter or I'll piece four different blocks together. So that's my thought there, okay? Like four different 7-inch blocks. That's and it might be cool because they'll be all different backgrounds. I just haven't decided that yet. All right. Okay, so that is for the backgrounds. For the fabric, you need 13 prints. I'm not even going to call them darks. They can just be prints. All right. This is how she did hers. She used three reds, three different reds, three different browns, three different greens, and three different blues. And then she used one small piece of black. All right. That's how she did hers. I'm doing something similar. Yeah, but the hues are different. Um, and I'm going to put in splashes of cheddar and like that dark orange color into. Okay. So that is just for the blocks, only the blocks. If you want to create the sashing that's on here, she has like a flying geese sashing over here. She gives you the yardage that you need. All right. So this is one, two, three. So she did 12 blocks on this. This is Super Sharps. The name is right there. Okay. Looks fabulous. And I love the second border. And I will be doing it. I really think I like it a lot. All right. I like how it looks like it's a strip piece. So I may do that. But you can do it any way you like. It's your quilt top. All right. And then here's the 6-inch blocks. So in this book, it's only 6-inch and 12-inch blocks. Okay. If you want to do 9-inch, 4-inch, um, 16-inch, you would have to figure out the math for that. All right. So here is a small one. It's a 34-inch wall hanging. So that might be an option for you if you like doing really small piecing. Um, and this one includes the quilt code block in it. All right. Um, and the Jacob's ladder. And that's interesting. I think I'm going to have that one in mind. But I mean, you can do it however you like. All right. So she puts down here the yardage you need for the cinchants. She calls it 6-inch blocks with plain lattice. All right. Here's 12-inch with plain lattice. All right. So she gives you the yardage, and this is the 15 blocks without this code block. All right. That's Eleanor Burns. This is Sue Bouchard. All right. Now this final pictures of the quilt. Yeah, quilts. Yeah. I just grabbed this because of how the colors. This is a very different color palette than you would think pre Civil War or repos, but it looks really fun and light. And so I would love to hang this on my wall in spring. So I love that. And then this one's very bright and happy with all this red, and it actually looks like a little neon in here. I think this is going to be the one I'm heading towards. I'm going to change the borders, but I like the size of it, 81 inches square. So I think that's where I'm heading. But you get to make up your mind and do your borders and your quilt how you like. All right. Other things of why I think you should get the book is it has this description of the underground story of the Underground Railroad. And you can go ahead and create a block, whether you use your embroidery machine or you write it out. I'm looking for mine. I want to show it to you. Oh, yeah, I have it. I'll show it to you at the very end. But also, you have templates here. that you'll need if you want to do it the book's way. And this is a 12-inch wagon wheel spoke, and then they have a 6-inch wagon wheel. So if you have a Dresden, it won't fit. All right. But if you want to use Dresden and just make a circle, you could do that. Just letting you know it's not going to be the same. This is a wedge wheel. All right. And then what else did the book have in it? Oh, it has the circle for the wagon wheel. So I think it'd be really useful to have the book, guys. All right. So that's your first um, important item that you need. There we go. I'm back. All right. And then I got this from Quilt in a Day as well. It's in plastic, but I'm gonna take it out. I think I've shown this to you, but I want to show it to you again. I think that's a little better. The lighting is really bad. I'll come back here. But this is a fabricated um, block right here. And I think it's about 8 by 10, but I will be building mine out to 12. Yeah, because I'm making 12-inch blocks. And Quilt in a Day sells that, and then they give you the instructions on how to use it. So you could also grab that from Quilt in a Day. That was, I got two of those. It was probably about $12, but for me, it's worth it because I don't embroider. Um, and I really wanted that story block. Okay. And then what else do you need? We've talked about fabric. Let me look at my notes. Sorry, guys. Oh, okay. So we talked about fabric and block sizes, the code block, sashing. We went over all of that. Um, oh, the kickoff, January 30th, the day before February 1st. Well, 2 days before February 1st. We are going to kick off the Underground Railroad quilt sampler sew along to for February 2025, Black History Month. All right. What I would like you to have ready. You do need to start cutting up your fabrics. All right. I have this is my I think let me see which one. I have start working on mine a little bit. So I have cut out some things. Just going to give you a little peek. All right. Um, and I am doing the Jacob's ladder. So I have did a little sewing just to get a little ahead, but we are going to do on January 30th, we're going to review the Jacob's ladder, the monkey wrench, the wagon wheel, and if we have time, the carpenter's wheel, because I have asked a special guest. I am shaking, aren't I? Sorry, guys. I've asked a special guest to come on and just share her experience, and then hopefully we'll get another special guest on and go over the different fabrics from that time. So I'm excited about that. I hope you join me on this adventure. We're going to ride the Underground Railroad on its way up to the North or Canada. All right. And I found this fabulous game online. Let me show you it. It's a game. It's called the Underground Railroad Quilt Code Game. I think that's what it's called. Let me see. Where is it? Where did I put it? Sorry, I'm gonna have to go to it. Where's the game? There we go. All right. I have to see what I'm sharing to make sure. Nope, it's not. Let me go back. Stop sharing. All right, there it is. Sorry, guys. The Underground Railroad Quilt Code board game. And you start in Mississippi, of course, in the southern slave states, and then you work your way. You read the blocks, the quilt blocks on your way up to the north. All right. And all these little dots are train. I think they're train stations or stations, all right? So the tumbling block they use here, and it's for this is the time to box up your belongings, get ready for your escape, okay? So you go all the way up to the finish line, which is either in Ohio or Canada in the free states, all right? So that is another awesome thing I found while I was researching this. And okay, so what do you need to get started? You need to make sure you have the book, you have your fabric. You don't need any specialty rulers, which I think is fantastic. If you have this book, you don't need a specialty ruler. All you have to do is use the templates within here. And I think that's fantastic. That makes this a wonderful sew along. You don't have to go buy anything else. And I like that. And then you're going to cut your fabrics for the Jacob's ladder, monkey's wrench, and the wagon wheel. Those are the first three we're going to start with. And I'm hoping to have a special guest to come and tell about her experience. Um, yeah, that is our plan. So come back and we'll get started on this train, right? This Underground Railroad train on January 30th to celebrate Black History Month.